There's a question about inheritance tax here in Italy. And in comparison to the US or the UK, the inheritance tax in Italy is actually quite light. So let's talk about it. There's a number of factors that will determine what the inheritance tax is. So inheritance tax will be on the total assets. So that's money, property, all assets, right? In Italy, if you pass it to your spouse or your children, the tax is 4%. So 4% inheritance tax, but at the same time, there's a €1,000,000 exception. So if the total assets are under €1,000,000, there's no tax. The total assets are passed down to a extended family member or a friend. Those tax rates are higher. They're 6 to 8% inheritance tax, and there's no exception. So you have to pay it on the total assets. If you pass things on to a sibling, there is a 6% inheritance tax. The exemption is only $100,000. So it is a little bit complicated depending on the relation of the person that's inheriting the total assets. Now, in addition to this, if it's property that's being passed, you also have to pay a tax on the cadastral value. So not the fair market value, but the cadastral value of any property, and that's usually between 2 and 3%. And if you do inherit assets from a friend or family that's living in Italy, but you don't live in Italy, you will still have to pay these taxes. The US will not double tax you, and it will be a foreign income tax credit paid that you'll then report to the US that you have paid these taxes. Not very straightforward. It's really depending on the situation, but it is quite low compared to other countries globally.